She saw a barefoot boy crying alone and gave him a hug. But she didn't know that moment would uncover a family secret buried for nearly a decade. It was a chilly afternoon in Portland, Oregon, and the sidewalks were scattered with dry leaves and hurrying footsteps. Rachel Monroe, 34, a preschool teacher on her way home from work, paused at the corner of 5th and Alder when she spotted a small figure sitting against a lamppost, head down, arms wrapped around skinny knees, and a face stained with tears and dirt. He couldn't have been more than 8. His clothes were oversized and worn. No shoes, no backpack, no one nearby claiming him. Rachel slowed. Something about the boy pulled at her chest. She walked over and knelt gently in front of him. "Hey there, sweetheart. Are you okay?" He flinched. I'm not supposed to talk to strangers," he mumbled, his voice hoarse. Rachel offered a soft smile. "That's smart. But I'm just someone who wants to help. Do you know where your parents are?" He shook his head. Then, suddenly, without warning, he lunged forward and hugged her. Tight, like he had no one else in the world to hold on to. Rachel froze, then slowly wrapped her arms around him. And as she did, something strange happened. A smell, a tiny mole on the boy's neck, the soft whispering way he said, "I miss my mom." Something about him felt familiar. That night, Rachel couldn't shake it. She reported the incident, stayed with the boy until CPS arrived. And just before he left, she knelt again and asked gently, "Do you remember your full name?" The boy hesitated, then whispered, "Noah. Noah. Lane, I think." Rachel's heart stopped. Lane. That was her sister's maiden name. And Noah was the name of the baby her sister claimed had died in infancy 8 years ago. Rachel sat on the edge of her bed that night, barely able to breathe. Noah Lane. The name was burned into her mind like a memory long buried. She remembered it clearly. Her sister Jessica, barely 22 at the time, crying on their parents' couch, saying, "He didn't make it. I lost him." It shattered the family. Jessica moved out shortly after, stopped answering calls, and eventually disappeared from their lives entirely. And now, an 8-year-old boy, sitting alone on a sidewalk, had just spoken that same name. Rachel couldn't ignore it. She dug through old photo albums and found the one baby picture Jessica had shared long ago. It was worn, a little faded, but the eyes, those same hazel green eyes, were identical. The next morning, Rachel visited the Child Protective Services office, heart pounding. She asked to speak with Noah's caseworker and explained everything. They were hesitant at first, but then came the photo. "That's him," the caseworker whispered, stunned. "That's Noah." He'd been found wandering a week ago near a bus terminal with no ID, claiming only that he was running away from a bad place. Rachel's mind reeled. "So, he didn't die?" The caseworker shook her head. "No, Ms. Monroe. This child's birth certificate and hospital records match the name. And your sister is listed as the biological mother." Rachel nearly dropped the folder. Her sister had lied. Her sister had let them all believe her baby was gone. But the question now wasn't just why. It was where was Jessica? And how had Noah ended up on the street, alone? Rachel drove to a nearby park with the photo still clutched in her hand, heart racing. She sat on a bench, staring at it for what felt like hours. How could Jessica lie about something so enormous, so devastating? That evening, she called the last known number she had for her sister. To her shock, it rang. "Hello," a voice answered, raspy, unsure. Rachel froze. "Jess?" Silence, then a shaky breath. "Rach," her chest tightened. "Where are you?" Jessica hesitated. "Portland. I've been around." Rachel closed her eyes. We need to talk. Now it's about Noah." Dead silence. Then a quiet, broken whisper. "You found him?" Rachel didn't respond. She didn't have to. They met the next morning in a quiet corner of the same diner they used to visit as kids. Jessica looked older, worn down, haunted. She sat with trembling hands and eyes that had cried too many nights alone. "I didn't know what else to do," she finally said. "After he was born, I was drowning. The father ran. I had no job, no support. I gave him to a private care family out of state. I thought he'd have a better life." Rachel stared, stunned. "You told us he died, Jess." Jessica nodded, shame written all over her. "Because I thought if you knew the truth, you'd try to fix it. And I didn't want to drag you into my mess. But the family I left him with, they gave him up. I lost track of him years ago." Her voice cracked. "I looked. God, I tried, but I failed. And now you found him." Tears streamed down Rachel's face. "He's not just your son, Jess. He's family. He needs love. He needs you." But Jessica shook her head. "I'm not ready. I don't even know if I deserve to be his mom anymore." Rachel reached across the table, gripping her hand. "Then let me be there until you are." The social worker arranged a quiet, supervised meeting the following week. Noah sat nervously on a small sofa inside a cozy child services room, clutching a stuffed bear someone had given him. He glanced up when Rachel entered, his eyes lighting up just a little. "You came back." Rachel knelt in front of him. "I told you I would, didn't I?" Then she looked toward the door. It opened. Jessica stepped inside slowly, her hands shaking, eyes wide with a mix of fear and longing. Noah looked at her, uncertain. She took a slow step forward, voice barely above a whisper. "Hi, sweetheart. My name is Jessica." He tilted his head. "That's my mom's name." Jessica dropped to her knees. Tears filled her eyes. "That's because I am your mom." Noah stared at her, confused, then unsure, then wide-eyed as a memory, maybe a blurry one, passed behind his expression. Jessica opened her arms. "Can I hug you?" He didn't answer. He just stood, took a slow step, and then ran, straight into her arms, wrapped around her like he had around Rachel, tighter, like he had been waiting his whole life to feel home. Rachel turned away, tears streaming silently. But they were no longer from heartbreak. They were from healing. 2 months later, Noah moved in with Rachel under a temporary guardianship. Jessica joined therapy and parenting classes, rebuilding her life piece by piece. They spent weekends together, cooked pancakes on Sundays, watched old cartoons on the couch, and every time Noah hugged Rachel goodnight, he whispered the same thing he did that first day. "You feel like someone I already knew." And Rachel would smile, kiss the top of his head, and reply, "That's because I've loved you before I even knew it was you." Because sometimes a hug on a sidewalk isn't just comfort. It's the first stitch in sewing a broken family back together.